Welcome to the Bridlington Driving Range. So now that the season is starting to come around, it's an area that's not really spoken about much, because you can come on the driving range, you can hit it really well, and then you go straight on the course and it's a completely different ball game. One of the many factors why that can occur is potentially the lies that we're getting on the course. It's so different from the range, it's almost like a false environment, but not at the same time. But that's a conversation for another time. So I just want to try and infuse maybe your expectations on when you go out on the course, because if you come on here, and it's famous really, every golfer has said, oh, I hit it great on the range, and you go on the course and it's just not so good. But often that can come by just not really being able to read the landscape that you're playing on. So I'm going to give you two different lies altogether. So this lie on the right hand side is kind of set up on top of the grass, nice and easy. So how do I adapt to that lie? I have to now have a practice swing which is going to mimic basically trying to hit that lie as clean as I can. So this, for example, is not going to do that. I've got no reason to do that whatsoever. So I have to adapt. So my practice swings will be a case of just brushing the top. You see that? So I'm just lightly brushing. But why would I need that first swing? You would need that if, even sometimes when you're on the fairway, especially being in England, you can get a pretty poor lie on the fairway as well sometimes, especially when it's not in the summer. If this now is my lie that I've got, I'm in a little bit of a hole, there is no point me trying to hit the perfect shot to try and get a real nice clean contact like you get on the driving range, because it's just not happening. So you need to adapt. So now I need to really dig in order to get that ball forward, because often people forget that the game is not about the swing. There's no pictures on the scorecard. It's about trying to get the ball in the hole in as least shots as possible. And sometimes you have good days by maybe getting more good lies than bad lies, and sometimes you can have absolute shockers, but you have to be able to adapt. So sometimes winning ugly is actually a real skill in itself. So if you don't feel like you're striking the ball as good as you can, well, maybe it's not because your swing's changed, it's because actually you're not adapting to the lie, so your expectations are really out of kilter. So that's one of the many things that we can do maybe to try and lower your scores. Is it probably comes under the umbrella of course management, but at the same time not. But we can try and develop that so your handicap starts to come down actually without really improving your swing. We're improving the way that you navigate when you play on the course.